Welcome to Edencast, the official podcast for Eden, a Final Fantasy XIV company from the linfblum server. Edencast is dedicated to discussing gameplay, news, and all things Final Fantasy XIV related.
Hello everybody, and welcome to the second official Edencast podcast. In this episode, we're going to be discussing the new patch that came out, the UI, lag, crafting leaves, trade retainers, mobs. First of all, I'd like to introduce my two guests with me. First of all, we've got Techno Viking.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's Techno.
And second, a person I'd like to thank for their brand new intro we have is Nethian. Nethian, would you like to say hi and give a short description and introduction of yourself?
Hey everyone, it's Nethian Visra from Eden. I am glad to be here.
Well, welcome. We're glad to have you. So let's get right into this. Let's start talking about the UI first. What do you guys like about the UI the most? Techno, I'll start with you.
Well, I think overall the UI overhaul was phenomenal. It's got definitely fewer clicks to get where you need to go. The information's displayed much better. It feels completely different. What do you have to say, Neth?
I think it looks a lot cleaner. I'm glad they listened to people. I'm glad that they reduced the amount of clicks. You know, I'm sure they learned from Play Online years ago that less clicks equals better. Just like you overall, I think it's a lot better, and it feels like a new game.
Yeah, exactly. With the new sort feature and inviting through a friends list is incredible. Oh, in the menus for the gear, and it's just awesome.
Yeah, definitely. I'm right with you there. I think that I'm really interested to see what's going to happen with the mouse and keyboard specific UI they're saying they're coming out with in a few months. I think it's going to be real exciting to see that.
Have either of you guys noticed any lag or UI lag or anything since the patch?
I myself, I've noticed that there is a little bit. Nothing like it was, maybe a field millisecond lag here and there, but overall, I couldn't be happier with how they've implemented this patch. It's definitely a lifesaver trying to switch out skills or trades or selling items without having to wait, 30 seconds here, to get stuff done.
Okay, the next thing I want to get into is crafting and leaves. Okay, I personally love the new patch with as far as crafting goes. I'm still a low-level goldsmith, but I'm a goldsmith nonetheless. I've noticed a few of my recipes are a lot cheaper. What are you guys' opinions on the new crafting system altogether?
Well, with crafting, they definitely balanced the recipes a little bit with the amount of crystals that are needed, and they've really upped the rewards from local leaves. So doing the local leaves, you get 30 or 40 wind shards from. That's a huge increase over what it was before.
I'll have to agree with Techno on that due to the fact that you get better rewards for your local leaves. You're more incentive to crank these out. People are going to get the new recipes. More mats for rewards equals less time hunting for mats or shopping for mats, which means eventually we'll see costs come down on all the new gear that should be coming out shortly.
Have you guys played around with the new retainer system yet? Just trading or vendoring or anything like that at all?
Yes, I have, actually. It's just a lot quicker. If I need to dump stuff on my retainer or sell from my retainer to the bazaar, the amount of clicks it's just phenomenal. You click on one item, it's in the bazaar. If you have a stack, you only have one confirmation if you would like to transfer that stack, and you're done.
Yeah, I agree. I also like the new icons and stuff in the bazaars to let you know if people are trading or looking for repairs. It's a lot easier, especially if they're selling stuff too. How about you, Tech? What is it you like? And please spare us. We all know what you're going to say is the 20 extra slots on your retainer and the 20 extra slots on your character. What is it that you like?
Yeah, you got me there. The extra 20 slots made a huge difference for me. It seemed like I was running around completely 80 out of 80 all the time before. Now I've actually got some breathing room.
Yeah, that won't take long to fill up. So just give me a quick rundown of your opinion of the update as a whole.
Well, what I'd like to add is what we've seen so far, the improvements to the user interface, the elimination of lag, the better, more fluid rewards for leaves and the crystal and shard balancing. They're really making the experience for the new user, the person who's trying the game, who's in their low levels, who's just starting. They've really made it smooth now. And I hate to say it, but I think if they released this product now on release, the reviews would have been completely different.
How about you, Nethian? What's your final take on the patch and the UI and all that stuff?
Overall, I think the patch is going to be great for new players. They're going to come into a game that is polished. There's going to be minimal lag. Lower-end systems will be able to run the game far better, so that should increase the player base. As stated before, there will be a PC UI coming out, which I think a lot of computer MMO people will be able to relate to better. I know a lot of people I heard a lot of people had issues with 11, with the console style, and a lot of people were turned off by that. So now this gives players an opportunity to switch between controller or PC UI.
Which I think is a great option to be able to play the game as you want to play it.
Exactly. They'll be comfortable. They'll be able to play the way they're used to.
Now we're going to get back into talking about mobs. One of the things I've noticed some of the new mob are the new scorpions. Have you guys come across these things yet?
Yeah, I've seen the scorpions and I've seen the spider-looking mobs. I actually don't remember the name. The
Mitlings.
Mitlings.
To be honest with you, I think the Mitlings are still part of the Scorpions. I think they're just there's 3 ranks of the Scorpions. You've got the Mitlings, and you've got the Direlings, which are the second version up of the Scorpion, and then you got the third version, which is the really big version, which, from what I've heard, have been found in Gridania.
Oh, I will have to take a look at that.
Now, what have you guys noticed anything new about mobs or distribution or anything like that?
Yeah, when we were out and about, we did run into a bunch of the Mitlings, which was cool, and some of the dire scorpions as well. But the one thing I noticed everywhere I go is that the leashing has been fixed. Before, there was a frustrating effect where the mob would reset and regain health to full if it was pulled just a few yards away from his spawn area. Now they've really relaxed that. We have no problems pulling mobs away from packs of other mobs. It's a lot easier to deal with the mobs out there when you're hunting.
Yeah, I've also noticed that the quantity of mobs has been dramatically increased also. There's tons and tons of mobs everywhere now. You almost don't run out if you have to end up grinding or anything like that.
Yeah, this really is a good segue, into the part about camping and SP and everything that's really controversial about the patch and what people are talking about right now.
Oh yeah, definitely, for sure. I know a lot of the complaints that people are having is we can't do Raptors anymore with our 15-man parties and get 500 XP per kill. How do you guys feel about this? Have you found any new ways to grind, or new mobs, or any new way in general to level up?
Well, absolutely. I mean, as a conjurer, I did enjoy gaining 500 skill points of Battle off Raptors doing, virtually nothing. With the new system, though, I think we need to stop looking at big numbers. It doesn't have to be 500. It doesn't even need to be 200 skill points to kill. If you can crank out 50 to 100 skill points every 5 to 10 seconds on a mob with a low-level group, your SP per hour is not going to be affected by this patch whatsoever.
How about you, Tech? How are you gaining your skill points now?
Well, personally, I've been leave linking and leave spamming. That seems to net about 10 to 12,000 per hour. All it is you spam leaves in a large group. You link them as much as possible to increase your SP per hour, and you do behests every hour on the hour. And a set of 6 leaves will net me about 5 or 6 hours of grind. So that's actually every 36 hours I get 5 or 6 hours of grind just off of 6 leaves.
Now, do you get bonuses or anything like that for linking the leaves?
Absolutely. Yesterday was my first time actually doing a lev link. Doing a lev normal, just by yourself, I was probably getting, I want to say, 50, 60 SP a kill. In a small group last night of 6 of us, leveling every level we can get. I was getting close to 400 with the link and the aspect up.
So from the sounds of it, the new XP system works out better in the long run than actually going and banging your head against the same mob for, the raptors, over and over. It's changed quite a bit, and it sounds like it's changed for the better.
Well, I would like to bring up one thing about that. There is some controversy over whether it's a positive change. One thing it has done is it's made it difficult to get competitive SP per hour by fighting difficult mobs. We've been incentivized to fight easy mobs, and a lot of them, for a small amount of XP per. Some people find this style of play boring. They'd rather fight epic battles that last longer for a bigger reward.
Now, this isn't something I usually like to do, is ask about speculations, but do you think that's something they might change in the future? Personal opinion, and there's no way do we have any affiliation with Square Enix, so anything we say isn't going to be, come true or anything, but what's your opinion? Do you think that's something that's going to change in the future?
I don't know, Neth, what do you think?
Personally, I think what we see now, as far as SP gain is concerned, I think that's just the beginning. I think they wanted to get something out that looked more semblant to what the game is supposed to be about, and once they start looking at how people are leveling and how things are going, I do think that personally they will tweak SP gains for certain mobs, and I think that maybe not how we had it before patch, but I think that they will give us back the epic battles where we will get more SP for fighting the harder mobs. I think now this is just the start of what's going to be happening over the course of the next, few updates, few expansions and whatnot.
Okay, I've got a few more questions, and we're going to wrap this up. First question, this is for both of you. I'll start with you, Techno. Patch overall, yay or nay?
I would say yay. Okay, a quick explanation of that is I think this first patch really concentrated on a new user's perspective. They've buffed the SP gain for low-level soloing. They've made the UI smooth. They've eliminated lag. This is now a great experience for the new person entering the game. However, I do think there is some work to be done on balancing at higher levels, including fighting harder mobs.
How about you, Neth? Yay or nay?
Oh, definitely yay. Everything they've done with this patch, I think, is going to be good for the long haul. As they've stated, the increasing SP gains early on and making it easier to level in the first 20 levels of the game, I think that would probably be the most important thing they did along with the bug fixes, because everyone knows when you start playing an online game, if you're not hooked within the first couple of days or if you're having issues, you're not going to stay around. This gives people a chance to get in, and once they get to endgame, I don't think endgame I'm trying to say they're making it easier for the beginning players, but I don't think they're going to take away the hardcore that Final Fantasy XI had come endgame.
I totally agree. Techno, this last question is for you. It's from a listener of the podcast and also a member of the Eden Link show on the linfblum server. He would like to know, where does the name Techno Viking come from? What is it all about?
I see. What is the Techno Viking, huh? I got the idea from seeing the character models of the Highland Hires. Techno Viking is a funny video that you can find on YouTube. Go to YouTube right now, type in Techno Viking, and you will see what we're talking about. And one of the Highland Hires looks just like Techno Viking. I said, that's the Techno Viking right there. And I named him Techno Viking and started that character, and I've rolled with it ever since. Techno Viking's a badass. He's the only guy who could kill Chuck Norris, I'm telling you.
That's awesome. The link for that can be found underneath the play button for the podcast. I hope you guys like the new MP3 format that I've introduced. And thank you guys very much for listening to Edencast episode 2. This is Techno, Nethian, and myself, Grizz, signing out.